Hello and welcome to another installment of Hoya of the Week. Today we have a plant that looks so-so. I have a very good version of this plant. I'm not going to show you because that one looks super terrible and I need to restart it, and I cannot even bear to show it because it used to be such a beauty. But today we are going to talk about Hoya dennisii. This is my Hoya dennisii. Oh, she actually looks better on camera. Don't let that fool you. I mean, she doesn't look terrible. She just looks, it could look better. I do believe that we're struggling with several things on this plant. One of them includes mites. I can definitely see on both of my plants mite damage. We're not happy about that, but it is what it is. Yeah, you can kind of see on some of those leaves the mighty spots. Not mighty, might-e. M-I-T-E-Y. Spelling, love it. So this plant can look better, could look better, will look better. I also did find a mealybug on it right before recording this video, which I think she's trying to be like Farah's dennisii. She definitely needs to be recovered. It's been a rough ride for her in the last year, and I will tell you how that happened because she used to be happier. She used to be happier, but then again, weren't we all? The jokes are not landing. It's too real. It's too real. This Hoya was discovered in 1965 on Solomon Island, Guadalcanal province, and it was published by David Liddell and Frost in 1993. I'm just checking if I see a mealybug. Okay, no. It was published in Austro Bailea. I will include the publication so you can pause and read. And this Hoya now even has a variegated version. In a variegated version, it's called Hoya dennisii Frida. For reasons that I told you, I'm just going to show you the green one. This plant was named after Geoff, Geoff, Dennis of Guadalcanal, who is the former government botanist. And he introduced many Hoyas in cultivation that are from Solomon Island. This plant was found on Mountain Gallego, so I think 600 to 1200 meters above sea level. So this is sort of a montane, sub-montane forest. So it's not necessarily a cool grower, but it can take some lower temperatures. It certainly, I wouldn't expose it to super cold temperatures like super cold. You can't expose any Hoya to super cold temperatures, but the low temperatures that Hoya thomsoni and Hoya carnosa can take. I would not do that for Hoya dennisii. It's a very fast grower. It really likes to grab onto things and to sort of twine around. We can see that she did a lot of things on this trellis. There are a lot of bare vines in this one, which we are going to ignore. I am sort of debating if I should restart this one. She's definitely going to get a repot because she lost some of the roots and pon, I believe. So that might happen pretty quickly, and I will kind of untrellis her and see what the situation is. But this is a Hoya that's, it's, I would say, mandatory to grow her on a trellis. Yeah, you can just see the roots. Ugh, don't look so nice. So we'll have to sort of fix that. So this plant, let's see what happened. This plant got to me from Carolina, and I do believe she arrived in 2022. It was super hot when it arrived, and it lost a bunch of leaves, and it took a long time to recover. But when she did, she didn't grow really well for me in the beginning. She would drop leaves quite frequently, and I actually had a much better experience growing Hoya dennisii Frida. That one didn't skip a beat. It was a great plant to grow until it stopped being that. Unfortunately, in the winter, both of these plants took a super huge nosedive. They were in my southeast facing windows, and in winter there is no additional light there, and the shutters in the windows get closed due to cold. So they were, I think, too cold in self-watering pots with, I think I was even staying on top of watering. They also didn't love the treatment that I gave them. They got mite treatment with paraffin oil before the winter. They did not love that. They started to drop leaves essentially then. I did try to help them out by showering them, but I don't think that helped much. I'm sort of inspecting this plant and I do see we need a strong dose of alcohol because I'm seeing potential spots where mealybugs could happen. Before I moved these two plants in my window, they were back in one of the Rotsta cabinets and they loved their life there, but unfortunately because they started to grow really, really fast and to get big, I had to take them out. They would grab onto everything. So I really had to sort that out somehow. And I put them in the window. They loved the summer, grew so much. Both of them grew so much. But again, I noticed that they potentially have mites and I started to treat them with paraffin oil plus abamectin. And I don't know what is it about that treatment, but sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. Paraffin oil is supposed to be, it's a light mineral oil, it's lighter than neem oil, but for whatever reason, sometimes plants, I think this is true probably for most oil treatments, plants can sometimes have a very adverse reaction, very dramatic reaction, and they start to drop leaves. My Hoya, which was supposed to be part of this series, is going through that right now. So she's not going to be part of anything anytime soon, probably even life itself as well. So once they start to drop the leaves, it's kind of hard to stop. You can shower them to get that oil off, but for whatever reason, yeah, it can be hard. I wouldn't say this is the most resilient Hoya. I don't think she's super sensitive, but she can definitely surprise you. My Hoya dennisii, I just really never thought that she would turn to what she is now, because for over a year and a half, she was a super stable grower, and now, so everyone can surprise you. That's the life lesson here. Trust no one. Anyways, to come back from those jokes, when she grows, she's a very, very good grower. I would say one of the easiest Hoyas. And even now, I know that they're suffering a bit, but they're essentially growing. They keep growing and growing. So, they will recover. They would fill out this trellis. I can make this probably look better on this trellis, but I'm just sort of annoyed when I look back and I see their bare butts. I don't like that. I think I will most likely make a full pot of Hoya dennisii. The only reason that I am sort of reluctant is because I love the flower and I would like to see it in bloom several more times before I commit to such actions, right? It did not bloom for me very fast. It took about a year and a half for it to bloom. I don't think that's fast, but it bloomed several times. I think probably if I kept it in my tent, if I kept it sort of warmish, it could bloom maybe even earlier. Where it grows, it does get cooler nights and warmer days. Now, I do have to look up the temperatures. I'm not going to remember all the temperatures. In nature, on cooler nights, the temperature drops to 19, 20 degrees of Celsius, which is 66 to 68 of Fahrenheit, from July to September. It varies from 22 to 31, and it's rarely below 21 or above 32. And then temperature in Solomon Islands is very uniform with small seasonal variations and a little variation with a latitude. So household temperature, I would say, is ideal. Again, cooler nights are probably beneficial, but not too cold. I don't think they're necessary. I don't think when this one bloomed that it got any particular cooler nights. It was, I think, in early spring or late winter when she bloomed. I bloomed her in regular conditions on top of this shelf right there. She was somewhat close to the light, but not really. So nothing spectacular. Very easy bloomer. I think maybe she just needs some time to perhaps establish, and then you can expect flowers. The flowers are very beautiful. They are such a beautiful color, such a beautiful shape and size, and I just loved them to death. Both bloomed. The inner variegated in this green version, and I absolutely will always have this plant. It is such a beautiful one. It's very, very, very nice to have. The only thing that I would like to do is sort of recover her to the state where I can put her in my tent so I can get a nice and lush plant. Even though I do like having her out, I just would like to have a nicer looking plant than this. Even though I don't think this is necessarily bad, I would prefer if we filled out this trellis and then we can start to hang down. I actually do like when they do this. Hoya paradisa, my Hoya paradisa sort of does the same. She has these vines that hang down. That one is also falling apart at the moment because of the oil treatment, which we did not expect. And I will tell you that all of them got treated with oil before, were treated several times and they were fine. Same with my Ivor Sherry. I treated that several times with oil and no issue. And then just once a switch got flipped and they're like, nope. F you, Miro. I'm gonna now show you what truly horrible Hoya can look like. And they did. They really did. Flowers last for several days. I can't remember exactly how long. I want to say 3 to 4 days, but beautiful, beautiful purplish flowers. I think it's a pretty weak scent. I don't actually remember that. I need to start, obviously, a Hoya journal because I tend to forget a lot of things. I do recommend this plant, and I don't think she's too difficult. I only think you do have to watch out. Don't get too relaxed or she will sneak up on you and start to drop the leaves. I do think if you underwater her, it can potentially be a problem with dropping the new leaves. I know a lot of people grow Hoya dennisii in pond. I will definitely be changing mine to organic mix. I don't want to grow her in pond anymore. In fact, you do know that I don't want to grow most of my Hoyas in pond anymore. Get Hoya dennisii. You're not going to be disappointed. She's not too expensive either, I think. Most of the plants that I saw are not too expensive. So do let me know if your Hoya dennisii has leaves on every single node, if she's doing absolutely the best. Otherwise, maybe that's just how these plants grow. You know, sometimes with Hoyas, you gotta accept that they don't always look the best. And that's just it. Even in nature, they just don't look the best. They don't get leaves at every node, the leaves drop. Overall, I would, again, give this a solid 7 for the looks. But anyway, adorable flower, adorable Hoya, cute leaves. Let's see if I can get you a non-mighty section. Maybe these. You can see definitely there is some venation. But yeah, once again, there is a variegated version in a variegated dennisii Frida. I sometimes think that she's not even that much nicer. I don't know. The variegation can be a little bit weak sometimes in that one. But I do love her. I do love both of them. I really hope that I can recover both of them and make them look very nice. Maybe I need to take several cuttings and make a full pot, because I wouldn't mind having 2 of these. And especially because I am going to repot her from pond. We better take some cuttings, because we know how that goes. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know if you have any experience with this plant, what it has been. Again, I would definitely say this is an easy Hoya that you can get. Maybe not beginner, but maybe like between beginner and intermediate. That's where I would put it. But I would not start with Hoya dennisii. For many reasons, I wouldn't start with that one. I will see you soon in a new episode of Hoya of the Week. And until then, enjoy the rest of my videos. Give them likes and stuff. Bye! I would like to take some time to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons. My 2 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal, Amber Clear, Anne Margaret Munt, Angela Bernard, Angela Parrish, and C. Aspen Drake, Betsy, Brett Noble, Candy Taft, Catherine Molina, Christine Claire Cola, Daniela, Danube Daniels, Daria Kaminska, Dili Heredia, Diane Sikorsky, Dipanjali Rao, Either W, Erin Keenan, Eleni Saxon, Alan M. Mortal, Farah, Gathering Moss, Gina Geise, Go Green Tropical, Gross It's Kyle, Heather Uppingham, Hoji Scott, Hoya Heather, Yana Griffin, Jessica Chia, Jonas Barahjorth Larson, Jovan Denoth, Kara, Catherine P, Casey Gross, Callie Gallagher, Kelso, Kimberly Polka, Kiwi Mochi, Christy Ehrlich, Lisa Mary, MPLS, Lori J. Revert, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Maria Stein, Marina Yarmolich, Mars B, Marty Miller, Mary Rose, Melissa Walker, Michael Curley, Michelle Heron, Nicole Ferranti, Mirka Grun Roos, Moa Edmond, Nelly Yang, Niha Basso, Nicole Maroney, Nanguin, Nita Macy, BJ Planet Druid, Rachel Peterson, Sandra Cornelius, Sherry Kumar, Sophia Rian, Stephanie H2O, Tessa Martins, Tia B, TJWO, Trista Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Wendy Rossman, Zenia Green, Youth of the Walamut, Zaira Rivera, Zordarama, and Zlakov Niponi. A big thank you to my $3 patrons, Angelina Farnan, Kilone Constance, Daryl De Rosario, Deborah Violet, Eden C, Catherine Parsons, Kens Brown, L. Lindbergh, Lindsay Ann, Mary H, Monica Wykers, Nella, Sykes Zera, Renee Church, Ringlov Tang, Watanas Riakul, and Wendy Foreman. And a thank you to my $1 patrons, one anonymous patron, Alice Borland, Brandon Pacheco, Christina Greengrass, Colleen Coyle Levi, Couture Helvetica, Emilia Bronson, Jamie Arsenault, Jolie Sullivan, Kayla Vavra, Kelly Ash, Chris Perez, Lauren M. Lori and Subramanian, Blusmin Fernandez, Neely Spicer, Nerdy Kathy, Olivia Chinmuller, Sarah, and Tracy the Eyebuller.